getting a little warmer at night, which I don't like. It means we're heading back to summer. We get about, I don't know, 5 months of what would be considered winter and 6 months of summer. I'm not, you know what? Who gives a fuck about the weather? There's no surer sign that no one has anything to fucking say when they start talking about the weather. This week I ended up throwing away a lot of footage, and so I don't remember what got in and what didn't get in. Mainly because this is unfortunately once again a good boy summer, as I'm on sort of a period with YouTube where I can't get in trouble again. The last time they hit me, they didn't ban me like they usually do. They gave me a warning. It was for the Zelensky thing. I don't know if you heard me talk about it, but it's a weird one. Like, I started to upload something, and before it got uploaded, I thought better of it and pulled it down. Then, like almost a week later, I got a message saying your content has been removed. Now, it never made it up online, but I did name it and had it ready to go. There's a little timer thing, and excuse me, shows you how long till it uploads. It never got uploaded, but I had put the information in, and they sent me an email or message on my creator suite saying that they took it down. They didn't take it down. Anyway, it was a infraction, and the past 2 times where I've gotten in trouble with them, usually they give me a week off. They didn't. They just gave me another warning. And I think they're just being nice because I can't get another week ban because I've already had too many. So like the channel would go away. So I think they must kind of know that somehow. So they're giving me a break. I don't fucking know. I don't know. You don't really talk to anyone. You just get these really robotic responses back from them. So because of that, I've been recording a lot of stuff, and then going to edit it and going, I can't fucking say this, I can't do this, because I don't know what I can do, and I don't know what I can say. You know what I mean? I have no idea. That's how censorship works. It's not so much of what you say, and then after the fact they get you for it. It's you sitting there thinking about, shit, can I say this? Can I do this? That's the insidious nature of censorship. You end up self-censoring. So I'm on like a kind of a probationary kind of period until July again. So just like last summer, it's going to be good boy summer. Last summer was good boy summer. I was in the same situation, and except last summer it went until September, so I had to be good all summer. Now I have to be good until July, but I don't even know what being good is. Like, I never think I'm being bad. Like, if I'm going by the TOS, as I've known it for social media most of my life, I never break what the TOS would be. However, they're a lot more sensitive about things these days. You know, certain things you talk about, or, I mean, we got protected classes that you got to watch out for, and so I now more than ever, I don't know what I can do. And I went on a couple rants last week, or this past week, that I don't think would, I don't know. I can't even, I was about to say I don't think would go over or get in trouble for, but I'm not even sure. It's just a continuing problem that we're having in this neighborhood. Saying, you know, what's that word there? Kevin Spacey. Usual suspects. Thank you. Yeah, usual suspect bullshit. But I can't talk about it without kind of ranting and spiraling a little bit. And I always end up in an area where I'm not sure if I could use it or not. I'll be right back. I don't report on every negative situation I find myself in with the newer residents here over the past 4 years that they've been here in earnest. But I really couldn't, because the fucking whole channel would be fucking Blackwatch 2025 if I did, you know. Oh, little dog. He's chasing that thing. How you doing?
How are you?
That's awesome.
The only way I'll get to sleep tonight.
That's what cats usually do.
I know. One night, one of the cats came out and started to play with it.
Oh yeah, because they see it from like 3 blocks away.
Oh, yeah.
They're a lot smarter. I love dogs, but the cats are a bit smarter.
Yeah.
You know?
They are.
So they're on top of that stuff right away. He'll do that forever and not think twice about it. What a
5 hours.
yeah, adorable guy. Have a good night. I love dogs, man. They're so adorable. I had a dog growing up my whole life, and I don't know. There's some kind of calming kind of vibe you get when you're around them. It does something for your, I don't know, your stress levels, anxiety. They just calm me down. Or if you're upset about something, like sometimes I come home and I'll be really mad about something or sad about something. They can tell, and they just come right up to you. Be sitting there like on my bed, all pissed off about something or upset. He'd come in and put his head under my arm. Like, it's all right, buddy. That's cool. And the thing is like they have no conditions, dogs. They just unconditional. They care about you and want to make sure you're doing well. But they're not as, like I was telling the woman back there, they're not as smart as cats. Cats are smarter. I was 2 seconds away from going into my cats are women, dogs are guys thing, but I was like, don't say that to this lady. You don't even know her, you know. People think I'm weird enough in my neighborhood. You know, I don't need to fucking go into my theory about cats. They absolutely are, though. Yeah, so the thing is, like, throwing away a lot of footage that I have, or that I've had to throw away because I'm not sure if I'm, you know, if someone's gonna. All it takes is the wrong set of eyes to be offended by something you say, and you're kind of screwed. You know, they flag it, the video or something, and that's it. And when it comes to protected classes, which is pretty much every class except white Europeans, when it comes to protected classes, they don't care even what you're saying. Just by virtue of the fact you talk about, hey guys, how's it going? Have a good night. Just even bringing it up, it raises eyebrows, you know, and right away it's like, oh, what is this guy saying? You know what I mean? And so you got to be real careful. Like, because the thing that sucks is, like, it doesn't matter what you're saying. Just bringing it up. Like, same thing with the JQ. Like, you just bringing up, just even saying the JQ, it's anti-Semitic. Just saying that. Same thing with, like, race or anything. Just bringing it up. You know, that you're a fucking Nazi to some people. So, you know, I still talk about whatever the fuck I want. There's a way you do it, you know. As long as you don't come across hateful. And as I've said before, hate is an erroneously used word in social discourse. You don't hate anybody unless you have a relationship with them. Hate is something that, it's a process you go into. It's like love, you know. You can't hate people you don't know. It's not possible. In the same way, if you ever want to test that in your own mind, just know it's the opposite end of love. Now, when I say I love Joan Jett, well, I actually do really love Joan Jett. Maybe it's a bad example, but you know, when you say you love some artist or entertainer, you don't really love them. You know, you might lust after them, whatever, or like them in other ways, but you don't You can't love them. You don't know them. So hate is the same way. You don't hate anybody unless it's someone you know, you have a relationship with, has some kind of ongoing whatever in your life. Then you could grow to hate someone. It takes time. You know, it's like an emotion that you have to, you know, spend time getting together. So hate's bullshit. They just use the term so that if you say something they don't like, hey, why is everybody standing on my neck because my ancestors are from Europe? That's hate. And that's why they have the word, you know. There's a lot of word tricks like that, and you can always trace them back to Trotsky or someone like that. It's always like the same guys who came up with all the words. And you think, wow, they really planned all this stuff out really well. Well, in my opinion, as I've mentioned before, I believe they work outside of time, outside of our timeline. So it's not that they're super genius, meticulous thought of anything. It's just they can change shit as they go, or they feel necessary to keep whatever kind of grip, to keep whatever kind of social controls they want going. You know, they just make these little changes. And I think that kind of thing. Is someone screaming? Someone's flipping out. Just listening from that. Hang on. It's hours later after that, after last speaking, I'm here with Nia.
Morning.
And the reason I stopped recording is because I heard some screaming. And you probably heard it on the video too. And I had to figure out where it was coming from. It sounded like it could be something I'd be interested. Last night, when I came in, before we went to bed. Yes. So then I just came out now and she's still screaming.
And it's what, how many hours later?
7?
Wow.
I mean, I was out here last night. When I came in, it was like 9:30. Yeah, it's about 7 or 8 hours. And when me and Nia walked out, the first thing we heard was her screaming, right?
Yes.
Pretty crazy.
I think she has mental illness.
Yeah, Nia knew about her. How'd you learn about her, Nia?
No, I heard from one of the people in that building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they told me that because there was cops there all the time, and I was like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, she calls the cops all the time, but it's her screaming.
Wow.
So I think she has like
Well, it's supposed to be a building for
senior citizens.
senior citizens and disabled people.
Oh yes, it is.
Although they did move a lot of immigrants in there over the past couple of years. But they seem to be moved out again. When they were here, the cops were here every day. I used to joke they could just set up a fucking substation in there.
Now it's like older people, or they have older people with disabilities.
Yeah, it was always that. It was always that. That's what it was designed for when it first opened. I'm not going to walk on the grate. And when they started having that huge influx of immigration, they moved a lot of them in there. And that's when they kicked the old people out of their spots. The old people had these spots where they sit at night. You've seen me walk by them probably. And when the immigrants came in, they took their spots and they just sat out there with their pit bulls and shit. They didn't last though. I don't know what to keep moving these people. Like the cops are there every day, every day. And now it seems to be back to the oldies because the regular oldies crowd are back out there. I see them almost every night when I walk by there.
Yeah, it's the same group of people.
They're nice.
Yeah, I like them. They always say, good morning, good evening.
Yeah, I always talk to them every time.
Sometimes they're there at 9 o'clock too. I see them.
Yeah, they're out there in the morning, out there at night.
Yeah, nothing to do, getting fresh air.
Yeah.
Talk to each other.
Yeah, some of them are in like those little buggy things that you drive.
Yes.
For disabled people, like the.
Yeah, I see a few of them.
Yeah, they have
nice.
those. Yeah, they're always cool. I always say hi to them.
Me too.
But yeah, they got their spot back now.
Good.
Yeah.
It's their spot anyway.
Yeah. It's fucking quiet out here. There's nobody out here in the end.
Oh, it's a lot of people. We just passed.
It's like what,
dogs.
6 o'clock? What is it? Almost 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many with dogs.
Yeah, you said yesterday there was a lot of people walking dogs at like 5:30, right?
That's fine.
Oh, I wasn't even noticing. I was talking about this.
Yeah.
Talking about the immigration. My mind goes fucking
Why would they leave it like
goes
right
dark.
there?
They do that. Like, look at it's to block that. They leave it here to block that.
I wouldn't move it, but I don't.
I think we know who left that back.
Yes.
Not have to say it. We all know it. They do that a lot. Like they leave them in weird places for attention, or just to be an asshole, or you know.
They're just unaware.
Yeah, that too.
I don't think they're like purposely.
Yeah, you're right. There is a level of unawareness.
It's just them and themselves.
Right. They're not aware of a lot of the rest of the world. There's a lot of tourists like that too. You know, they try walking. You know, I freak out about that all the time. About them not knowing that there's more than them around. But I'm cool about it. I don't start screaming at them like that guy the other day. Oh, I don't think I've ever uploaded that video. Remember I told you that story about the guy that started screaming at the girl with the baby because he couldn't get by? I never talked about that on video because every time I start talking about it, I get afraid of what I start talking about because I got to be good this summer because of YouTube. I'm on, as always, but I'm on more of a...
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, but because I got so many strikes and so many bans that I'm kind of on thin ice with them. And the last thing they got me for, just like 2 weeks ago, they gave me a warning, and it said that I had to not make another infringement until July. So I got to be really good. So every time I start talking about that incident, I don't think I say anything bad, but I just got to be careful, at least until July. So this happened last year too. It was Good Boy Summer last summer because I had to be good until September. Now, you know, I gotta be good until July. Are we walking fast enough for you?
Yes.
Mia walks way faster than me.
7 minutes. I don't want to be late.
Yeah, that's good though. You're very, you know, man. You know how many employers would love to have someone like you, and you've always been like that. Whoever Mia has worked, right? I'll go into her work to visit her, and like she's running shit, and people are calling for her every 2 seconds for direction. It's crazy. And there's always this chaos.
Oh my God, please.
It's like a tornado, and you're always in the center of it.
I'm the leader.
Yeah, the employees sound like me at home. Nia, Sonia, what's this? Sonia sounds like me and you. You know, like I always think of that restaurant in Boston, that really huge one. It's nice. Remember that on the second floor? What was that called?
Aikairu?
The one where Aikairu, yeah. It was huge, and I go in there to meet you, and everybody's yelling for you.
I'm the manager there.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're always the manager usually, but it's like people really they need direction. Well, usually in that business, a lot of people are real young. You know, in the server business and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes. Restaurant business?
Yeah.
There's
well, in
all
the server
kinds.
business. Yeah, it's all kind of, but it's the servers and stuff.
Oh yeah, like
you
college.
know? Right. And they can't, like, they couldn't do anything without asking you how to do it. I don't think much hasn't probably changed, no?
No, not much.
Or at our house either. I'm not putting this on because it makes an extreme close-up on your face. This camera. See how it looks normal here?
Yeah.
If you turn it, your head is like... I don't know how to adjust the aspect ratio of this thing. And I've had this for 3 years. Yeah, what the fuck is going on with this light?
This one, it's the longest light.
Oh my God. Sometimes they set them and forget them. Like sometimes they'll have like a parade or something up on the main Kalakaua up here. So they change the lights to be longer because they're expecting traffic.
Yeah.
And then they forget to change them back. And that's what I think is going on here. That would match up with the way things are done here. Long's finally got people in to work on their escalator. Yeah, of course, mainland white guys, they had to ship them in from there to fix. That's the problem. When an escalator goes down here, no one has the ability to fix them, so they got to, you know, contact the mainland, have them send white dudes over to do it all the time. It's like, man, it's funny.
Yeah.
But the reason they have to go to the reason they have to go to the mainland is because if you're white, it's hard to get a job in the service industry here because, you know, they all keep their own people in there and they don't like having white people. The problem is white people are really good at that type of stuff and they're not great at that type of stuff. So when you need something fixed on a more advanced level.
Yeah, because they don't get as much, I think, education or skills.
Yeah.
Provided.
Well, plus this brain drain, as they call it here, all the best and brightest go to the mainland because there's more money there.
Yeah.
You know, so what you're left behind with is, you know, people that work at the place, right? And but then the uncle hires the nephew.
Of course.
And neither of them know how to do the job they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fucked.
It's like living in a small rural country. Like,
big time.
Yeah,
it's like down south America mainland. It's like, you know, you go down south, it's like a good old boy type of system.
Support each other.
Yeah,
Each other.
which is fun. It's just that when no one knows how to do the thing they're supposed to be doing, so you have to fucking import people from the mainland. It sucks. Ties these places up.
Right. Are you going straight or?
I'm going straight.
Straight.
I'm going straight, man.
No. We get home safe.
All right, in case they find out. I love you, Bob.
Text me. Don't.
Yeah, I'll text you. I'll let you know. Yeah, it's really funny. Like anytime anything serious needs fixing, they gotta ship white people over. Yeah, it's really hard to get a job here if you're white. I've heard it from everybody, from tattoo artists to maintenance workers, restaurant employees. And you're treated like shit. They put you on the lowest rung, and you stay on the lowest rung. Like my friend used to work for the town, and he said parks like department, keeping you know, things clean or smooth, whatever. And he said new people would come in and they'd get promoted past him, and he couldn't figure it out. I'm like, dude, why do you think that? He's like, that's bullshit. He's only been working here like. I'm like, yeah, dude, figure it out. Why do you think? And he used to get in trouble with them because he would suggest stuff. Like they have these things, right, where they keep pamphlets in, like ads and shit like that. They have them along the road. And one of their jobs was to paint them, right? So he was like telling them they had the wrong kind of paint. The paint they had, I don't know what it was, like acrylic or indoor. They were using the wrong kind. So what would happen is it would start chipping and falling off, and they'd have to paint it again every so often. I don't know, every 2 years or something. So he's like, the reason this happens is because you're using this kind of paint. If you use the outdoor, whatever the fuck it is, it would fix that. And they're like, yeah, but then they wouldn't need us to paint them. That's the kind of mentality that you're running up against here. And yeah, so what do you say to that? Like, all right. And then the same guy, he was running into problems with doing too much, right? He's getting too much done, and it was making everybody else look bad, and they were getting mad at him. So what he started doing is just like, he'd come to my house and hang out, or we'd go up to McDonald's and just hang out outside and drink coffee and stuff. He'd just we'd hang out, you know, and that's what he would do. He'd do a couple things, and then come hang out with me, and then go back to work when it's time to sign out. That gives you an idea of how things are, things run around here. So yeah, people, you know, people need to learn about this place before they come here. It adds to the homeless situation because people come out here like, oh, I have a job lined up. Maybe they might have something, you know, already for them. But then they get out here, and maybe the job doesn't even, the job falls through, or if they lose it, right? They find that it's not that easy, especially who you are, depending on, what you look like, to get a new one, and then they end up on the street. There's a lot of that. I think that was Chris Pratt's story, the actor there. That was his story here. He had a restaurant job, came out here, lost it, and then ended up living in his van. I think he was over on Maui though, if I'm not wrong. I may be though, but yeah, that's a common thing, I gotta concentrate for a minute for a quick synchronicity update. I was on the corner looking at Urban Outfitters where it used to be, and all morning I was walking around the house singing "You Might Think" by the Cars. I don't know why, it was just in my head. So what do you think's playing on the radio right now? Those guys on the radio. "You Might Think" by the Cars. Figured it'd just be a nice to mention, get Carl excited early in the morning. Alright, I'm always careful at the corners there, because cars and shit like that. Like those dudes, that guy right there that's running the buzzer thing. They're like, I don't even know what they're doing. He'll just blow that on nothing, That's a perfect example of the how things are. That's like that guy that the other day, I don't know if you saw the episode, but I was cutting over by International Marketplace, and there was one of those guys, those blowers, blowing nothing. He can't hear me, so he's just floating around, taking up the whole fucking sidewalk. I'm trying to get by him, and he's floating with me with his back turned to me. And he turns around, and he looked so surprised when he saw me, like he saw a fucking ghost. I'm like, dude, you have big headphones on, you can't hear anything. You're not doing any work. You just have the thing turned on, you're waving it back. Look at that guy over there. These people are masters at looking busy and doing fucking nothing. But, you get that in a lot of places. That's like working for the state, you get a lot of that, in every state. Like we had that in Massachusetts too, when I worked in civil engineering for years. I wasn't on a lot of state crews, but that was like a great job because it was all contract work, so you only expected to do a little bit per day because everybody else is under contract, soaking the state for money, the builders and whoever else is out there, the road workers. So you're all kind of working at a deliberately slow pace with each other. So the survey crew would show up, and in the morning they said to stop and get breakfast before they even got to the fucking job site. Then they'd show up to the job site, do a little bit of work, and then sit in the car for a while, hang on, do a little bit more work, then go to lunch. And sometimes they would go home from there. And no one cared because everybody else was doing the same thing. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I mean, I'm sure that kind of thing does happen here. But when you have a state contract, you have for a certain job for a certain amount of time, you don't give a fuck. You just fucking do a little bit of work and you keep rolling. That's it. That's not just a here thing. It's an everywhere thing. Yeah, I'm afraid to cross the street. Tourists don't care because what are they gonna do? They're gonna give them a ticket and then they're gonna pay it. So what the fuck? I have to follow the fucking rules. So otherwise, I'm gonna pay, get the ticket stacking up. Something about seeing old women in a situation like that infuriates me. It infuriates me that we're sending money to fucking Ukraine. I don't care if that place burned down. I don't care if it was burned off the map. We have senior citizens here in that condition back there. I don't know if I got it on the camera, but I don't like, putting the camera on them because sometimes they get upset. That guy is blowing absolutely nothing. Just blowing just blowing the fucking bush. But I see more and more a lot of elderly women out here, and it makes me so angry that there's even a discussion to support that fag's fucking pill, cocaine, and popper party. It's his fault. This white boy summer. It is good white boy summer, because it was the video with him that got me in trouble, even though it was never posted. It's a fucking weird story. I'm not going to go into it, but basically, yeah, it was his fault. So, you know, you have idiots here in this country, like, just send the money for more endless blood. We need more war. We need to kill more white people. Well, that's probably why they want it. You know, the progressives here, they love killing they love seeing white people die. But eventually, dudes, it's like, you know, once all the good ones are dead, people are going to start looking at you, you know, and they'll be like, "What? Well, we've been on your side. What do you mean?" Yeah, well, you're still white. You know, so get ready to fucking be eaten. That's one thing people don't understand. Like, they can't see more than, like, a couple steps ahead, if even that. So it's hard when you're people like us who can kind of see the whole layout and what's around it and what's underneath it and what's 2 weeks from now and how it connects to the past. And if you don't keep your sense of humor, you could go insane. Or, you know, in my case, like, more insane. That is fine. You know, gonna keep rolling. We're all gonna make it out of here alive. Well, not the bodies, but we are. We don't die. You know, there's no such thing as death. It's a fucking scam to keep you nervous and under pressure all the time. Looks nice, right? That should be a nice thumbnail. The Duke right there. It's a beautiful place here, you know. As I'm always walking around screaming about the government. It's good to take it in. Speaking of taking it in, I'm going to go try to find a place to buy a coffee, and then I'm going to head in and do whatever it is I do in the back cave. Till next time, thanks for dropping in, thanks for checking on me, and if anybody ever has anything pertinent, I've been getting some good emails lately from people. If anybody ever sees anything pertinent to what we talk about here, I have some information about something, hit me up. The email address is in the bio. Till next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.